Hi guys! So amongst my recent planner acquisitions is this. It's a Webster's Pages Traveler's Notebook. I was really excited about these when they came out, but then there was some confusion because on quite a few websites, they're being sold on Etsy shops, and on quite a few of the Etsy shops, they're listed as being made of split leather. So I initially assumed that I wouldn't be buying one, but then I saw in some places they were listed as faux leather. So I was really confused by all of the different information, and I'm just mentioning this in case you've also been confused. So in the end, I emailed Webster's Pages, and then I also emailed some of the Etsy shops, and I got back answers directly from Webster's Pages and also from Webster's Pages via the Etsy shops, and they all confirmed that they're made out of faux leather, not split leather, and they're vegan friendly. And I also know a couple of other people, Planner Girl 777, who also has a Planner YouTube channel. I'll link it down below. She contacted them as well and got the same answer. So they're definitely faux leather, and now on their website, on the Webster's Pages website, they're listed as faux leather as well. So I just wanted to mention that in case any of you were confused about whether or not you could get them if you're vegan and avoiding animal products. So I was excited about these because, as you know, the kind of options for faux leather traveler's notebooks are very limited, and in the last few months I found some nice ones that I really like, but still whenever a new one comes out I'm very interested. And this one is amazing because it's the most substantial, and the word that I'm thinking of is like professional, like it's made by a professional planner company or scrapbooking company, and you can really feel it. It's just very high quality, feels really substantial, and I could imagine using it as a main planner, which I haven't really been able to do totally with most of the other traveler's notebooks that I've got. So this comes in a few different colors, and it's kind of hard to choose between them. There's this one, there's a mint one, there's like a kind of nude, sort of like, and I think maybe a white one, unless that's the same, that might be the same one. And then there's a platinum one, they call, which is like rose gold, and a sort of pink or like blush one with polka dots. Anyway, this is the one that I like the best because a lot of the other ones have color combinations that sort of disturbed me being kind of OCD about this kind of stuff. Like, for example, the elastic is a different color and I didn't really like the combination, or the pen loop is a different color. So I really like this one because it's all brown and it looks just very classic, I think. So these, in terms of size, they look like an A5 size, but they're actually standard traveler's notebook size. They fit standard traveler's notebook inserts, but they are a bit wider. So just to show you a comparison to this one, this is a like kind of vegan leather version of the Midori. It's modeled very closely on the actual Midori brand, as far as I can tell, and you can see that the Webster's Pages is quite a bit wider, but they're not quite wide enough to take A5 inserts, I don't think, although I'll try one a bit later. I haven't actually tried one, but they are like designed for standard traveler's notebook inserts. So the first feature that I really like about this is, as I mentioned, the fact that the elastic is the same color as the cover. You know, I'm a sucker for that. And then it also has this really nice tag on it, which is just an extra touch that I think is, it's adds to the charm of it. It says "Be the change," which I think is a nice message as well. I like that. And it's stitched on both sides, so it's nice quality. The whole thing is very nice quality, and then you can see the stitching here. It's got white stitching, and the stitching is beautiful, and I really like stitched traveler's notebooks or stitched planners in general. So the spine I also really like because, for one thing, it has this feature that I haven't seen on another traveler's notebook. It's got like a double elastic here, so it has two holes, no rivets, and then it's got this double elastic, which I think if you, let me zoom out a little bit. If you see the whole thing, I just think it's kind of a nice detail that it adds. Then it's got the elastic goes through the spine, which I also really like, and it seems like more and more traveler's notebooks are doing it that way as opposed to having the elastic here. And then it's got WP for Webster's Pages on the bottom, which I think is another nice touch in gold, like gold foil. So that's the front, and then that's the back. Just really nice. And it has a sort of beautiful, like kind of mottled pattern. It's called walnut, and I think it's just a really nice looking faux leather. It's quite smooth, but there is a bit of a pattern to it. I wouldn't say it's that textured, but you can kind of see here it's got this sort of like grainy sort of look to it. Then when you open it, and it's a nice like thick sturdy elastic as well, which I like. The inside. Now there are some things that I like about this and some things that I don't like. So the first thing that I like about it is the pen loop. As you may know, I really, really love traveler's notebooks that have pen loops. It just drives me crazy when they don't have a pen loop. And this is a good pen loop. It will fit in, not only this is like quite a narrow pen, so obviously it fits that. It will also fit a Pilot Metropolitan, which is reasonably chunky. It fits that no problem. It doesn't fit like a really, really fat pen like the Hobonichi pen, but that I think if the Hobonichi pen didn't have this grip, it would actually fit it as well. So it's a good elastic pen loop, and I like the fact that the pen loop is the same color as the outside. Sorry. Then it's got 4 elastics, which I also really like, and the elastics are brown as well, so they're the same color, which I am a huge fan of. These elastics are thinner than this one, which I think is fine because it kind of makes this a bit like more lightweight. A lot of times I feel like it can get really bulky and kind of lumpy on the inside when you have like thick elastic, so I like the fact that these are a bit thinner. And I also like the fact that the knot is quite discreet on this one, and that this knot as well, if you can see this, the knot that like kind of ties the side elastic, because sometimes I feel like the inside of traveler's notebooks can look a bit ungainly if you have like a lot of knots and, you know, like kind of tied elastics everywhere, if that makes sense. So this one looks, it's very unobtrusive. The other awesome thing about it is the pockets, obviously. So I think this is one of the coolest features of these, and something that sets it apart from many other traveler's notebooks, whether fabric or faux leather on the market, is that this just has an amazing array of pockets. And because it's such like nice quality and it's made in the same way as like a 6-ring planner, it just feels really substantial. Again, like compared to the other traveler's notebooks that I have, even if I like them, I just feel like this one really feels like, it feels like a 6-ring planner, but in traveler's notebook form, which is essentially what it is, if that makes sense. So it's just got these really nice pockets that look the same as what you'd get on a ring binder. And so it's got one secretarial pocket here, one full-length pocket here, and then it's got 3 slip pockets, and these are really nicely finished as well. So they've got stitching all the way, which I love. And then a really nice detail is this like photo, space for a photo, this see-through pocket. And then it says Webster's Pages established 1986 here. And on the other side, it says websterspages.com. And then you've got another full-length pocket here and like kind of slip pocket here, which again is very nicely finished. So you've got tons and tons of room if you wanted to put in, you know, stickers, washi samples, cards, receipts, like you've got room for all of that here. It's all built in, so you don't need any kind of, you know, like credit card, Midori plastic folders or anything like that. So I really love that. And the other thing that I like about it is you can see that the inside here is this like kind of rose gold. It's coming up more gold on camera, but it actually looks rose gold in real life. So I really like that. And then you can see that this goes all the way into the inside, and this is kind of like a gray sort of nylon on the inside of these pockets here, sort of like the same as this one. So all of that is really, really nice. I love all of that, and I think these are fantastic features. The only thing that I don't like about this is the pink. I don't know why they did this. I would have liked it better if it were either brown like the outside, or if they really wanted to change it up, if they'd made it rose gold like this. I don't understand why this is pink, because to me this is just an odd color combination, and it kind of, annoys me how you can see the pink from the outside here. It just, maybe it's just me. I don't know. This is totally just a personal preference. So if you like the pink, like, I don't mean to offend or say that there's anything wrong with it. It's just personally I would have rather had it either be the same as the outside or the same as this. But this was actually the least kind of jarring from my perspective of all the different color choices, because if you look on the Webster's Pages website, it's got all of these listed. And the other one that I liked, the platinum or the rose gold one, had a pink elastic and a grey pen loop, and it was pink on the inside. And that just really disturbed me. I was just like, I couldn't get over the grey pen loop. It's like, why did they put a grey pen loop on it, and why is the elastic pink? So that kind of freaked me out. So this one is the most like kind of even of the ones that I saw that, you know, I was considering. But it still has this, what I would consider to be an odd design choice. But again, maybe that's just me. So that's what it looks like. Now, in terms of inserts, I've actually already set this up, and I'm using it for a purpose which I will reveal to you in another video. So keep a bit of suspense. But I'll just show you what it looks like. I've got 3 inserts in at the moment, and you know, obviously it can take 4 just on the elastics that it's already got, which I like because I'm very lazy and I can't be bothered to, you know, connect the different notebooks with elastics, even though it's easy to do. So if I had to do it, I would. But I haven't yet got to the point where I needed to, you know, add more inserts. So I like the fact that it's got room for 4 without you having to do any work. So that's what it looks like with 3. And these are just standard. These are Doki Book inserts, standard size. And that's what it looks like. So it's really nice because there's a lot of space here. There's absolutely no danger of overhang, and you could get, you know, quite a few more notebooks in here. So you could put another one on before you had to resort to the elastics, and then after that you could probably put in another 2 or something if you wanted to. So that's what it looks like. Really, really nice. And that's what it looks like with the pen loop in. So I'm just going to show you what it would look like if you were to try to put an A5 notebook in. Okay, so this is a Moleskine Volant. I don't think that this would fit, but I'm just curious to see what it would look like. So if we just put this in the last string, that's interesting. It does just fit. Oh, I'm surprised about that. So here, because it's right at the end, it sort of clashes with the pen a little bit, but if I put in a smaller pen, then it's actually fine. So you could actually get away with it if you wanted to put A5 inserts in this, which is really interesting, because I'd assumed when I found out that these take standard traveler's notebook sized inserts, I just assumed it wouldn't fit the A5, but that looks fine to me. I think you could probably get a couple more in there without any problems. I don't think it will take this. This is a Leuchtturm jot book, and this is actually a proper A5 size. So when I say it takes A5, I mean it takes the Moleskine large, which is a bit narrower than an A5. But it's really, that's no problem. And you know, I'm kind of obsessive about this sort of thing, and I wouldn't want there to be any overhang, but that looks fine to me. So there you are. So this is the Webster's Pages Walnut Traveler's Notebook. I've only had it for a few days, and I've just been using it over the weekend, but I'm totally in love with it. I'm not using it as one of my main planners. I'm using it for something else though, which requires, you know, I'm using it every day, often multiple times a day, and it just is really, really satisfying. It actually feels even more sturdy and substantial with the 4th insert in here. I feel like this is rugged enough that you could absolutely use this as your main planner, which I think you might know what I mean if you have been on a similar quest to me looking for the perfect vegan leather traveler's notebook. It feels like a planner in the way that a lot of them don't to me. Like, a lot of them just feel more like a notebook cover, if that makes sense. It just, not that there's anything wrong with them, but somehow a notebook cover doesn't seem as substantial to me as a planner, whereas this, I think maybe because of the pen loop and all of the pockets and the way that it's just like so sturdy and well done, it really, really feels very plannery. So I hope you enjoyed this, And I will be back again soon with another video because I've got lots more swag to go through. So thank you very much for watching as always, and I'll see you soon.